Hi YouTube, it's 23 My Vision, also known as Angel. I am finally on the other side. It's been a few days since my surgery. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on Wednesday the 22nd, and it's now Saturday the 25th. I finally got a little peace and quiet to myself. My husband went over to our high school to have his head shaved for St. Baldrick's. I can't believe him. He's such a doll, and what a great guy. I'm amazed at his dedication to children in general. He's a teacher and just really incredible with kids. So I'm really proud he's off with them. With our two youngest, he took over there, and so I have a little time to myself to make a little video. So anyway, on to my surgery. Let's see, this is day 4 post-surgery. I went into the surgery very, very early on Wednesday morning, and it was 4:45 in the morning when we got there. Crazy. And they wouldn't even let us in because we were early, so it was fine. We got in, checked in, had to change into my gown and my little booties and the whole deal. Sat and waited for the doctor. It all went by so fast that I don't remember a lot of it, honestly. I remember being wheeled into the operating room, making some joke, because of course I'm a smartass, to the anesthesiologist, and he just kind of brushed it off. He didn't have much of a sense of humor, but it was fine. Next thing you know, they said, "Oh, well, you're going to go to sleep now." And I'm like, "Sure I am." And I kept looking around, and I woke up in my recovery room. So who knows? I guess the surgeon told my husband that surgery went very well. They were pleased with everything that they did and what they saw. He said my liver was a little large still, but they worked around it and it was fine. And I don't know what else. So it was good. So I was in the recovery room not very long, at least I didn't think, but who knows? I have no recollection of time at that point. And send me up to the regular care unit, for which I was up there, I don't think very long, and my heart rate started to drop. So every time I got nauseous, which was a lot, and nobody warned me about this nausea stuff. Oh wow. Nausea is the bane of my existence, honestly, right now. So I was up there, and every time I got nauseous, my heart rate would drop down to like 35, and they freaked out. So within a few minutes, they had me rushed down to the cardiac care unit, and that's where I spent the next 2 days. The good thing about that, though, was I finally got my own private room, and so my husband got to stay there as long as he wanted, and I got some good care. However, it wasn't the usual nurses that care for bariatric patients, so they didn't really know what to do. And I wasn't up and walking around as much as I should have been, and I wasn't getting the fluids I should have been, because that's not what they're comfortable with or what they're familiar with. So it all worked out fine. I stayed overnight 2 nights as opposed to what the original plan was for 1 night. But again, I was still having nausea problems even on the second day. I had to go for my x-ray and a barium swallow, and that was just awful, just plain awful. They wheeled me down there and then had me stand up, and I was like, whoa, I'm gonna hurl. You never saw an x-ray tech run for a bucket. It was pretty funny. Excuse me. But I got through it. So I got up yesterday morning at the hospital and said, I want to go home. I've had enough. I want to be home with my children. I miss them. God bless my husband. God bless my in-laws. They were awesome. They came over. My in-laws came over each day, and my sister dropped them off. And so they got to eat dinner with my in-laws, and then my husband was home in time to put them to bed. And then he got up and took them over to the sitter again each day and came to the hospital to see me. So where he spent the majority of the day with me, which is nice. The other nice thing was we had a friend, a close family friend, who's the chaplain at the hospital, one of the head chaplains. And so she kept checking in on me and sending people down to say prayers for me and things like that. It was really quite nice to have a familiar face in that place. Not that it was scary. I wasn't so much scared. I was a little scared with the whole heart thing because I didn't know what was going on. But the cardiologist said, it seemed like a vagal reaction, whatever that is. I'll have to look it up. But didn't sound like too much that they were going to worry about. He said I might have to at some point do a stress test on a treadmill and be on a heart rate monitor for a little while just so they can check and make sure things are okay. But he doesn't see any long-term effects from it. So, and at this point, maybe I'll say something different later. I don't intend to have any more surgeries. So we'll see when it comes time, I lose my weight and I want plastic surgery. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I don't know. After that little scare, I'm not thinking, so who knows. Anyhow, so I've been trying to get my fluids in. I'm on, my nutritionist has me doing 3 ounces an hour of a protein drink and then 1 ounce of whatever else I want to drink, whether it's a chicken broth or a popsicle or just water or Crystal Light or milk or anything like that. Honestly, haven't had a taste for anything, so I've been just drinking water for that 1 ounce. And the 3 ounces is tough. I have to get 3 ounces in a half an hour, and my stomach just fills up so fast, and there's so much gas and discomfort that I'm just, my belly's got glue marks all over it. They glued all the wounds shut, except for the spot where my drain was. And the drain, I had no idea there was so much tubing in there. When she went to pull it out, I was like, holy cow, it was like 1.5 feet of tubing stuck inside me. Kind of crazy. But she pulled it out before I left the hospital, and that was good. So the other thing I have to do while I'm home for these 2 weeks is I have to give myself a heparin shot every 3 times a day. I'm not really enjoying that because it's a little complicated putting the needle together in the syringe and this snap this in and twist this around and blah blah blah. So my husband usually sets it up, and then I just shoot myself because he can't bear to shoot me, which is really sweet of him, but would be nice for someone else to do it. I don't know. First couple of times it really hurt, and then by the 3rd time it wasn't as bad, so I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. I had to do this for fertility to have my children anyway, but I'm out of practice. Really am. So anyhow, that's me. I'm doing okay. I'm not looking my best here, but I got my weekend clothes on, my flannel shirt that's nice and toasty warm, and my favorite weekend pants that my friend Dorothy, hi Dorothy, always makes fun of me because I always wear these same, what are they called? Velour, purple, like not purple, maroon velour pants that I wear on the weekends. But they're so comfortable. So I have those on and they're keeping me warm, and that's how it's going to be for right now. So I will change out of them eventually. I'm not going to live 2 weeks in them. I go back to the doctor again next Thursday and for my follow-up and to see how things are going. My belly looks a little distended right now. I'm not going to show you what it looks like because nobody needs to see that, but it looks funky. There's marker marks and tape marks and glue and just, as my babies call it, Mama's got yuckies on her belly, so they're so sweet. They've been so gentle with me and just really considerate about everything, which usually they'd be jumping on me and, wanting some loving and all that, which I love my children, but I just can't do it right now. So, what else can I tell you? Oh, my numbers. So I was on my pre-op diet for 14 days. In that 14 days, I lost 13.5 pounds. I went from 263.5 down to 250. It was 250 the morning of surgery on my scale. Doctor's scale said it was 251, but that was with clothes on, and I didn't have clothes on when I was when I weighed myself at home because I always weigh myself naked. Go figure. I'm going for the lowest weight possible. And then coming out of the hospital, I knew I'd gained weight just because they were pumping me full of all those fluids and stuff. So I got home and I was 254.6. And then this morning when I weighed myself, I was 252.4. So I lost 2.2 since yesterday. I think it's just the loss of the fluid and whatnot. I haven't been doing a whole lot, just have to get up and walk around every now and then. I have my little Fitbit on. I don't know if you can see this. I have my Fitbit on telling me, just reminding me to walk. I'm not necessarily tracking the steps or anything, but at least it's reminding me to get off my butt and get out of my chair, my recliner chair. Love my recliner chair. Anyhow, so I guess I'm just rambling here, so I'm going to get off and wish y'all well and take care. So thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and hope to hear from y'all soon, and subscribers, and all that fun stuff. I'll try and keep up with videos. Maybe I'll make another one after I go to my follow-up visit with my doctor, unless anything else comes up. We'll see. All right, take care. Thanks. Bye, guys.